Complete the chart. Write and solve the equation. One type of antifreeze is 40% glycol. Another type of antifreeze is 60% glycol. How much of each kind should be used to make 100 gallons of antifreeze that is 48% glycol? Well, first we'll start by filling out the chart, and the chart is already filled out in the first cell. The number of gallons of antifreeze 1 is X. We do not know how much that is, and that is what we were trying to find out. The percent of glycol in antifreeze 1 is 40%. So we can put a 0.40 there. The total amount would be the number of gallons times the percent of glycol. So that would be 0.4x. Antifreeze 2, we're shown that it has 60% glycol. So we can come over to the percent of glycol column and put 0.60. They don't give us any more information about antifreeze 2. Let's move on to mixed antifreeze. The amount of mixed antifreeze should be 100 gallons. So let's go ahead and put 100 gallons on the mixed antifreeze. And the percent of glycol in the mixed antifreeze is 48%. So we can put 0.48. The total amount of glycol in the mixed antifreeze is 100 gallons times the percent of glycol. So that would be 48. Now the question is how many gallons of antifreeze 2 are we using to mix to antifreeze 1 to make 100 gallons of mixed antifreeze? Well, we do not know. But we do know that we are mixing X gallons of antifreeze 1 with some number of gallons of antifreeze 2 to make 100 gallons of mixed antifreeze. So we can figure out what this is by letting Y be number of gallons of antifreeze 2. And the equation we can make is X plus Y is equal to 100. Now we want to know how many gallons of antifreeze 2 to put in this cell. And we're letting Y be the number of gallons of antifreeze 2. So we can solve this equation for Y. Let's move our X to the other side of the equal sign by subtracting it from both sides. And we are left with Y is equal to 100 minus X. So the number of gallons of antifreeze 2 is 100 minus X. Let's put that in the cell. So the total amount of glycol in antifreeze 2 is 100 minus X times 60. 0.60. 0.6 parentheses 100 minus X. So now we can make our equation. What is our equation going to be? It's going to be the total amount of antifreeze 1 plus the total amount of antifreeze 2 is equal to the total amount of mixed antifreeze. So we're letting x equal the number of gallons of antifreeze 1. And our equation is going to be 0.4x plus 0.6, 100 minus x, parentheses, is equal to 48. Now our first order of business is the parentheses. But we can see here that there's nothing more we can do. So we should now distribute out the 0.6 to 100 and the 0.6 to negative x. Plus 0.60 minus 0.6x is equal to 48. From here, we're going to combine our like terms. We have two terms with the variable x to the power of 1. Now we need to get the x term all by itself. So we're going to move the 60 to the right side of the equal sign. We're left with negative 0.2x is equal to negative 12. Let's go ahead and write our equation in this space on the right. So to get the x by itself, we're going to divide both sides of the equal sign by negative 0.2. Negative 0.2 divided by negative 0.2 is positive 1 times x. That leaves us with x is equal to negative 0.2 divided by negative would be a positive. And if you drop that in a calculator, 12 divided by 0.2 is equal to positive 60. So x is the number of gallons of antifreeze 1. And how many gallons of antifreeze 1 do we need? We need 60 gallons.